Obesity is a chronic issue faced by over 16% of the adults in the world. In the last 3 videos, we saw how corporate greed causes obesity, the dark side of the obesity epidemic, and how the food we eat has changed the way our brains function. In this video, we'll talk about the issues faced by the obese everywhere. While experiences vary, most of the people who are overweight or obese face similar issues, no matter which country they reside in. The primary concern for everyone with obesity is obviously health issues like type 2 diabetes, cardiac issues, blood pressure, and many more. The one issue associated with obesity that not a lot of people talk about is the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. All of these issues are dangerous and can cause a lot of discomfort in life. If we don't ensure that these conditions are under our control, they can also lead to death. According to the World Health Organization, about 2.8 million people die every year due to obesity-related concerns. These chronic health concerns cannot be controlled with just medicines either. Sometimes, people may even require surgery to lose weight to help control some of the issues we mentioned. The discussion on the health issues obesity causes is long and deserves its own video. So for the rest of this video, we'll focus on the other, lesser known issues that people with obesity face. It can be extremely difficult to travel if you're obese. This is particularly true for air travel, where you have to stay seated in a very compact space for a long period of time. The seats in most economy airplanes are too small for someone with a normal stature, and if someone is large, comfort is definitely out of the question if they're only purchasing one seat. There are some airlines that offer a second free seat for obese travelers, but it depends on the seat availability. If all the seats are booked, you may have to pay for that additional seat or even change flights. This could also be a discomfort for those flying beside people with obesity due to the seat size. If the size is too small, people sitting beside can complain or be annoyed, making it travel experience uncomfortable for everyone involved. While airlines are absolutely responsible for this in part, it is also the duty of the obese customers to make sure that they take the necessary precautions in advance to ensure safe travel. A few months ago, when I was browsing through random documentaries on YouTube, as you probably are now, I came across this incredible documentary from Endeavour. The documentary shows how 2 obese passengers needed a seatbelt extender and were embarrassed to ask for them.
They squeeze their 3 Bs onto the plane and down the aisle.
Pull that up, start.
They squish them into their seats.
Bit of a squeeze, babe. Is it? Yeah.
And squashing at least 1 B apiece, they try to do up their seatbelts.
Very good, is it? This is so tight.
Helen discreetly requests a seatbelt extender. And the crew seem friendly.
Oh, that's pretty nice to hear. Oh, thank you, honey. Thanks for everyone, babe.
Perhaps a little too friendly.
Oh, great, now everyone's turned around. That was discreet.
As someone who was obese myself, let me tell you, that is one heck of an embarrassing situation. On their way back, when the 2 passenger seats were spread out, they faced an issue with the passengers traveling beside them.
I couldn't put my table down. I was sitting on Helen's seat. I was sitting on Helen. So, not that great, really.
Oh dear, Gemma's not going to have that problem on the way back, because we've split them up. Once again, deep under cover, they board the plane. This time it's EasyJet, and as they find their seats, one of them isn't happy.
Oh, you're joking? The leg room on that is ridiculous.
She isn't happy at all.
I'm not going to fit in there. I get someone next to me, actually cry. A river, a big one. It's ridiculous.
Meanwhile, Helen has a spare seat beside her, but she's discovered another problem.
I can't rest my coffee on that, but actually it's not going to go down. It's just ridiculous. I want it there and I want to break it down. So I'm going to put coffee on that.
There is a lot of debate, or rather controversy, on people with obesity traveling, as more often than not, if the person only books one economy seat, they're bound to occupy part of the next passenger's seat as well. This can be especially uncomfortable if someone is seated between two obese passengers. This is not an ideal situation for anyone. The obese travelers might be embarrassed about taking up the extra space, while the passengers who paid the same price for a whole seat are not getting what they wanted. While it is true that obese passengers should be just as comfortable as anyone else on the plane, it's also unfair for the travelers sitting beside them. And whenever airlines are asked to pitch into this discussion, they go to their usual copy-paste line, which is, "Our passengers come in all shapes and sizes." The answer here is not us fighting over how much space a person is allowed to occupy. It's the airlines recognizing their traveling demographic and offering bigger and wider seats for a cheaper price. There are influencers on both sides of this story, and I think a lot of the discussion heads into the hostile space. We need to recognize that the airlines will only change when all of us are demanding it together. Another major issue most people with obesity are familiar with is mobility. As obesity physically decreases the mobility of a person, it can be hard to walk, climb stairs, and even stand for extended periods of time. When I was obese a couple of years ago and had to stand in the line at the DMV, I struggled quite a lot with the back pain. Whenever I had a long day at work or walked a lot, the back pain used to get to the point of torture, where I could not move from the bed at all. Many people who are morbidly obese use mobility scooters to get past this issue. However, it is not an ideal situation, as it can be embarrassing for someone to be seen in a mobility scooter. It's important to recognize the mental toll such issues take on people with obesity as well. Moreover, it's not feasible to ride on a mobility scooter everywhere. A lot of spaces in major cities are still not easily accessible to the disabled. We should continue to build the infrastructure that would make life easier for everyone with a disability and ensure everyone is getting the same experience. Clothing is another major issue that does not get discussed often. Most name brands have clothing sizes available for a wide range of customers. However, it can be hard to find them in stores. One of my friends recently had this experience where they could not find any good fitting clothes in a lot of stores, and they decided to lose weight. If you're overweight, you also might not be able to wear some of the clothes or other accessories that you like if they're limited to a certain selection of sizes. This can be quite embarrassing and can damage the self-esteem of a lot of individuals. Sleeping is another area where a lot of obese people struggle. When someone is obese, they have a lot of excess weight to balance on their back, and if the mattress is not very supportive, it can lead to incredible pain. The same issue comes up when attending to general household tasks, from showering to cooking to cleaning. Doing any activity that requires physical effort can be quite painful, if not entirely impossible. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please share and subscribe. As a new channel, every little interaction helps us keep making the content we love. In the next video in the series, we'll explore the health issues caused by obesity. Don't forget to drink some water. See ya!